Good morning. Good morning. I have been thinking about what I'm going to speak my piece for May being the foster care adoption month. Anyways, whichever one it is, there's never a bad time to discuss this. And I know we have a lot of new follower friends from the great social media hack of 2022. So thank you for those of you who have joined me just because you found me out of the kindness of my friends helping me to restore my account or starting new from scratch. So quick backstory that I have 7 children. It's always fun to see somebody's shocked face. So stories is not nearly as fun to say that. So I started out with my bonus baby, I call her Brittany June, from Tim. He is 8 years older than me. And so I was 13 when she was born. So she has kept me on my toes from the moment we got married. And then Tim and I had 4 babies together. And then we adopted 2 siblings from foster care after 838 days in the foster care system. We legally adopted 2 more. So there were 6 children in our home between the ages of 8 and 18 because Brittany was smart and moved out faster. No, I'm just kidding. So it has been a journey, and what we saw in foster care is the reason why we do what we do today, the reason why we are who we are today. Sorry. So the problem is, the problem is once you see the problem, you can't unsee it. And full disclosure, we never imagined being foster parents. And then we told the Lord, it's a long story I could share with you someday, and it's somewhere here saved, I think, our whole journey of foster care and adoption. We told the Lord, okay, fine, we'll do it, but we'll never foster and it'll never be local. And within a week, we were becoming certified foster parents. And within a year, we said yes to Liam, who came from the next town over. So be careful what you tell God never to do. All that to say, I fully support the idea that adoption is not for everyone and foster care is not for everyone. But even if foster care or adoption, you know that is not your thing. You know you can't, you're not in the place, you're not in the season, whatever. Everyone can do something. And that is why we do what we do. That is why we say what we do. We closed our home to foster care literally the day that the kids were adopted. I think legally we were even maxed out unless it was a sibling group. I don't know. Doesn't matter. No, maybe 8 is in the state of Virginia. We knew. Tim knew we were done, and I had to respect that. Our family needed to heal from what we went through. Our family still needs to heal from what we went through. But our solution was, what if we could keep families together? So we started an online business, Consider the Fields, and that pays for furthering Project Hope, our nonprofit that's going to help women recover. And our friends that work for domestic violence tell us that actually most of the time the women have made the call for help, which I think we have a shelter in our town, but not in our county. We just need so much more support, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. Sorry, bunny trail. But they tell us that the women have mostly, it's like almost 90%, I think, have already lost custody of their children, or they're already in, the kids are already in care by the time the women make that call for help for domestic violence. So all that to say, who better than us, who've been through the system, than the church, to step in and help these mamas get their kids back? Who is going to walk them through a safety plan? Who is going to be their support? So let me just tell you, there were days that Tim and I would drive back from court, would drive back from visitation, would drive back from meetings, And we would have the conversation like, I don't know if I could have gotten that safety plan done. And I have the best family and the best church family and resources and community and friends. And it was devastating. It's just that the family unit has broken down so bad. And by the time, social services gets the call or police get the call, like that it's not too late, but it's already so bad. So who's going to help them piece that back together? Who's going to give them the tools that they need to make this happen? It's a chain. It comes down through the family. So that's the part where I sit there and say, everyone can do something. What I have to tell you, it was kind of humbling for me to think I was closing my home to foster care. There were kids in there that I knew. There were kids in there that I loved, and I could not stop thinking about them. And I knew I had to do something, but closing our doors and then starting an online business where I sell t-shirts and earrings and jewelry and journals. It didn't sound very spiritual to me. It didn't sound very heroic to me, but I knew it was what God was calling me to do. And it's taken me these 2 years to realize obedience is important. And yes, He can use all those things. And yes, He can use anything. So the things that are getting me through right now and changing my life right now are knowing, first of all, we keep asking more and more people to pray for us more than anything. This is uncharted territory, new levels, new devils, whatever they say. We've seen things that we've never seen before, and I take it as the highest compliment, and I take it as the highest privilege. But I also understand I cannot do this alone. So you can pray. You can pray and it changes things. Not like pray as the last resort, but pray to cover us. Pray for wisdom. Pray to further the vision. Pray for finances and resources. God's going to have to do a lot of multiplying of loaves and fishes with t-shirts and earrings for the vision that we have. That doesn't scare me, but it makes me pray honest prayers that... And also back to everyone can do something. Okay, so you can pray. You can buy some earrings. You can join the t-shirt club. You can grab a t-shirt. We're going to be announcing some really other amazing special options you can be a part. And it doesn't have to be us. It can be anything, but checkpoint. Check your heart. Check your life, because I could never do that. I get too attached. That's the point. That's the purpose. And what is better to be loved and lost than to never have loved? I mean, these kids don't deserve what's happening to them. You underestimate the value of sending coffee to a foster parent. We got a box one time from a couple in our church. It was like an at-home movie night. And it had candy and chips and a card that said, "We see it." And I cried. And that meant more to me. I'm sorry, I did not mean to be so chatty today. My whole point is everyone can do something. So what is your something? And if you don't know what that is, please get on your knees and ask the Lord what your part is. And don't come off that floor until you know something to do to change this world. And we can sit there and we can scream pro-life all we want, and we can fight for these babies. And I am 100% on board for that. My question for you is, what are you doing about it? What are you doing for these mamas? What are you doing to keep these families together? This is your neighbor. This is maybe your daughter. This is, maybe you can't help her, but you can do something. You can help somebody else doing something. You can get on board with somebody doing something. So please, I say this with every ounce of love in me. You cannot post pro-life, 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 save the babies, and do nothing for the mamas, for the families, for the social workers, for the people that are needy, for the NICU nurses, for the pediatric nurses, for the doctors that literally are the front lines on this. It is a complicated problem that needs individuals' solutions. That is why we say this system is broken, because it's not meant. These are life problems. These are individual problems. They're not meant for a system. It is up to us. God never said social services will fill your needs. He said he will, and he will use his people. And we are those people. So get on board, whatever that looks like today. Today,